Welcome to the Empowered with Erika podcast. My name is Erika FB, and I'm an empowerment coach, mindset mentor, personal development enthusiast, and holistic health advocate. I've spent the last several years healing my mind, body, and soul, and have learned so much along the way. From healing trauma to navigating a sober lifestyle and learning how to step into my personal power, it has been transformational. If you are looking to heal, to be inspired, to uplevel your life, and become the most empowered version of yourself, you've come to the right place. I created this podcast to help you know you are worthy of rewriting your story and to help you navigate your own empowerment journey. You are worthy of living your most authentic, aligned, and inspired life, and I can help you get there. Whether you are diving deep into personal development or just need a weekly pick-me-up, I've got you covered. Thank you so much for pressing play today. I cannot wait to transform together. Let's get empowered. And welcome to another episode of Empowered with Erika. Your host Erika here, and I'm really excited to dive into today's topic. So, you may or may not know, you probably know if you've been following me for a while, but I have been in network marketing for, like 5-6 years now. And it's taught me a ton of different things, whether you love it or you hate it. It has taken the world by storm. And so I wanted to talk about, I'm not going to go into the pros and cons, like people have made up their mind about that, but I wanted to talk today all about what network marketing has taught me, because regardless of your thoughts on it, I learned so many lessons from being in network marketing. And though technically I'm still affiliated to two companies and I love their products, that's why I stay affiliated to them. I'm not currently building a business in either of them at the moment. So that's kind of where I feel like I can talk about this and be relatively neutral, but give you kind of an insider perspective on how many different things I've learned throughout my years in network marketing and how it honestly, it changed my life in so many ways. So I wanted to dive into that today because I know so many people have a lot of negativity towards the industry and towards the field. And I get it. I do. I think that it's very pushy in certain regards. And there's a lot of reasons why I'm not currently trying to build a business with any company. I started out with Juice Plus back in, I think it was either 2016 or 2017. And then I switched over to Monate in 2020. And I'm still technically affiliated with both. Like I said, I'm not really looking to build with either. I still love both of their products and I use all their products. So, if you have interest in wanting to learn more, totally let me know. I'm probably going to share more about their products going forward just because I do use them regularly. So as I share just different products for different things that I do, I'm going to share them because if I use it and I like it, why wouldn't I share it? But at the same time, I'm not like recruiting teammates. I'm not doing that at this moment in time. It's just not part of my vision going forward. So now that we've gotten that on the table, my affiliations, my background. What did I learn from network marketing? I learned a lot. And I think I have talked about this a little bit in past episodes, but one of the first things I wanted to share is this is where I really learned about personal development and gratitude. And I learned the importance of personal development and gratitude and how it can truly change your life. In many network marketing companies, they talk about how as you grow, your business will grow. And I think that's really true. As you grow as a person, your business will grow. But also, I just think in every area of life, as you grow as a person, different things will get better in your life, whether you have a 9 to 5, whether you're an entrepreneur, whether you maybe stay at home as a caretaker, whatever the case may be, your life improves, in my personal opinion, as you focus on gratitude and personal development. That's why we're seeing so many people nowadays, read all these various personal development books, self-help books, whatever you want to call it. That's why we're seeing this so much, right? But 6-7 years ago, this wasn't talked about. People are like, why the fuck are you reading self-help? Why are you diving into this? Nothing is wrong with you. And yeah, nothing is wrong with me, but it also changed my life. It's realistically what helped me dive deeper into therapy. It is realistically also what made me even open to sobriety. It made me open to ACA. And gratitude, the attitude of gratitude, I have a whole episode about it. It's super important, but it has changed my mindset in my life. Doing this type of work has changed my life easily. That's why I have an empowerment podcast. a personal growth and development podcast because I'm so fucking passionate about it. And that passion started when I started network marketing. I never really heard about it before. I think I had one class in college where she did have us read a personal development book, and I read, I think it was The Happiness Project by Gretchen Rubin or something along those lines. I didn't prepare for that part of this podcast, so I don't know off the top of my head, but I think it was that or something along those lines. But that was the only really personal development book I had read, and a lot of people are like, oh, why would you read a self-help book? Like they're talked down a lot, but now it's become way more normal. And I feel like a little bit ahead of the game because I've been doing this work for 6-7 years now. That's where I feel qualified. That's why I started this podcast, because I've been doing this work for a fucking long time, a really long time. And it has completely changed how I view the world and how I view myself. And so that was the first lesson, was just how important growing as a person is. Okay. The second lesson I learned that I think is really important, and I'm really grateful for it as well, is you can do something different than the norm. How many people out there were told, go to college, get a 9 to 5, do this, do that, and the importance of that? I didn't grow up around like super intense entrepreneurs. I grew up around with the mindset of like, you do what you're told and you do what you're expected and you check all the boxes of success. You get the degree, maybe you get an advanced degree, you get the good job that pays well, and you get the good retirement and blah, blah, blah. And don't get me wrong, I do think for a lot of people, those are what is best, right? Or maybe not what's best, but it works for them. And I'm not at all shitting on that. Okay. I'm really not. But what I liked about network marketing is it allowed me to be open to other possibilities. Like, hey, if you hate your desk job, guess what? You don't have to be at a desk for the rest of your life. You don't, and I think it's ultimately what gave me the confidence to leave athletic training in general, right? And I think that's really important. And again, this is getting more normalized now. A lot more people talk about having a side hustle or creating something on your own. We've seen a huge influx of people becoming entrepreneurs and starting their own business and maybe being coaches. But again, that wasn't normal 6-7 years ago, right? And so I loved that. Again, I'm a bit ahead of the game of learning, hey, you can do something different than the norm. And the norm isn't what's best for everyone. And also, a lot of people aren't happy in the norm. And if you feel that way too, that's okay. You can do something about it. All right, quick water break. If you have not been drinking water, this is your sign to drink water. All right. So, what was the third thing I've learned? So, first, personal development, gratitude. Second was you can do something different from the norm. Like you do not have to necessarily have the 2.5 kids and the white picket fence and the office job. I mean, you can if you want to, but you don't have to. And there's more to life than just that, right? Because let's be honest, how many of us were even told there were other options? Not many at all. So the third thing that I really am so grateful for, this might be one of the biggest ones in my opinion, is that you can create a vision for life and you can dream bigger. Like I never really had the concept of like creating a vision for my life. And again, this is something we're starting to see more and more and more. Like I had a whole episode about this. Like you've seen it a ton. There's more coaches out there, more entrepreneurs, more people sharing this content, of course, which is amazing. But guys, I've been doing this for 6-7 years. And I'm not saying this to brag, but I'm saying I think it's really fucking cool that network marketing taught me that. They taught me that I can create a vision for my life and I can dream bigger than, again, the white picket fence, the 2.5 kids, the 401k. That, like, there was things that I've always wanted to do in life that I truly never thought were possible. I always thought that I'd probably make X amount of money, and I had a very limited mindset, that I'd live in a place and maybe I'd get to travel once a year if I'm lucky. And my mindset was just so limited because that's the environment I grew up in, and I'm not hating on my family or hating on where I grew up, but I'm just saying that's reality. That's what I grew up in. I grew up in a household and grew up in like an environment in a town where, there's like different things you can do. You can check the boxes, but don't dream too big. That doesn't happen to you. That doesn't happen for you. Like, you don't get that. That's kind of the mindset that I've grown up with and that I've been around most of my life is, why do you think you could achieve that? And network marketing is the first place that I really went that they were like, no, you can do literally anything you want. What is your vision? What do you actually have dreams for? Like, For me, one of my biggest visions is being able to make money from home and being able to work from home and being able to um, have total financial freedom and time freedom. I didn't even know what time and financial freedom really were. Like, that wasn't something that was talked about in my life or in my household. Like, I didn't know I could retire early. I didn't know that I could travel the world. Like, I only thought like celebrities did that shit. I didn't think that normal, average people could do. But guess what? You can. I can. You can. Anyone can. And creating a vision for my life truly started back when I was in network marketing. And I love that. But that, again, wasn't talked about 5 years ago, 10 years ago. And so I'm really, really grateful. And this fourth point kind of ties into it. And that's you can create any sort of life that you desire. So not only should you have a vision, but guess what? Like, you can make that vision a reality. Your life is up to you. Just like I've talked about, life happens life happens for you, not to you. You can create any life you desire. So guess what? If you're not happy with the 9 to 5, if you're not happy with, or maybe you're not happy with entrepreneurship, maybe you don't like, maybe you've tried it and you're like, no, not for me. Maybe you don't like the side hustle. Whatever the case may be, whatever sort of life you want to create, you have the power to create it. You have the power to do it. It's all up to you. The government isn't going to fucking hand it to you. I hate to break this to everyone. I don't understand this mindset nowadays. Like, the government doesn't hand us shit. They don't owe us shit. Like, can we just all get over that? That's not real. Oh, anywho, I'm not going to go into politics, but your life is up to you. Don't fucking wait on other people to hand you shit. Don't do it. And guess who taught me that lesson? Guess who truly taught me that lesson? Network marketing. Network marketing. That I can create any sort of life that I desire. So if I want to make over $100,000 a year while staying at home and raising kids and having a family and being a good wife and being a good mother someday, I can do that. If I want to be a nomad and live in a van and travel the world and, work from Wi-Fi, I can do that. Whatever I want to do, I can create that life. I can make a vision and make it come to reality. Okay? And that's something that I never really knew before. I never knew that mindset before because it wasn't talked about. It wasn't talked about. And I think it's very cool that nowadays we're starting to have those conversations. And I like that it's not only in the network marketing space. But can we just be honest here for a second? Why do you think that's blown up? Because so many people, specifically women, started getting involved in network marketing. And for a moment, I'm going to digress. Can we stop shitting on the people who are? Especially women, especially stay-at-home moms, especially people who feel limited. Like, there are a lot of limitations in life and there's less opportunities for a lot of people out there. So if someone starts a side hustle because they think it's going to better their lives and better themselves, why are we shitting on them for it? Now, I agree that certain people, and honestly, probably myself in the beginning, were too pushy and maybe created unrealistic expectations. But even that, what is unrealistic? Like, again, you can create any sort of life you want. And I know when I joined, I just wanted to better my life. I wanted more. And when I joined network marketing, I joined it as a grad student and I needed a way to make more money without spending more hours, like spending more time. And we're going to go into that concept a little bit later in the podcast. And I was able to do that. I had a whole summer where I lived off my network marketing income because I randomly got laid off from my campus job at the University of Montana because they laid everyone off. They like closed it and they didn't fucking tell anyone. They're like, oh, by the way, this is gone all summer. And we're like, wait, what? We were all counting on this income. Right. And I was able to not have to get another job for a couple months because I had enough money from network marketing. And that was really fucking cool. And it showed me the power of it. Right? I guess I'm making a good argument for it right now. But regardless, like, if you have a side hustle that you want to do, who gives a shit if it's slinging shampoo, selling freaking health supplements, if it's, being a coach, if it's a podcast, like whatever you want to do, go for it. Like, and honestly, guys, one of the main reasons I'm not really putting any time into network marketing at the moment is just because my podcast brings me so much joy. I fucking love it. My blog, my business, that's what brings me joy. That's what I enjoy doing, what I enjoy sharing. And so that's what I want to focus on growing. Now, again, I love and use the products all the time. Like, I will never use any other shampoo than Monate. I love their styling products. I love their skincare. I use a mix of their skincare and one other brand of skincare that I love it. And my skin looks fucking good. So, and my hair looks good and I feel confident. And there's a lot to that. And I'm grateful for that. So, like, again, if you have questions, let me know. I will totally help you. Like I said, I still have customers. I'm still taking on customers. I'm just not trying to like recruit people into a business model, you know? But I truly feel like network marketing was kind of the start of the movement where you can create any sort of life you desire. So how about we just like stop shitting on it? Because I think it did a lot of good, especially for women. Especially for women. Now, again, there's negatives to everything. So I'm not saying there aren't negatives. There are. And like I had my own negative experiences. Like I had some pretty negative experiences with certain people in certain companies, right? But I also had a lot of positives. I was connected to a ton of people I would have never been connected with. Like, and it was really cool. Okay, so going off onto my fifth point and my fifth lesson that network marketing taught me, and this kind of goes with 3 and 4, but that's the concept of personal responsibility and accountability. And do not get me wrong, I definitely learned this in other avenues, like through sports, through schoolwork. Like I had to take personal responsibility in a lot of different areas of my life, but I feel like network marketing is where I truly saw it come into play. Like what you get in is what you get out. I heard that constantly in my network marketing business, and honestly, it's true because you couldn't sit there and do nothing and then build a business, right? You can't. What's that like? Kim Kardashian quote where it's like, if you knew what it took to build a business, you'd understand, but you don't understand. It's true though. But like building anything you want in life, building the dream body, building the dream career, building the dream relationship, what you get in, you get out. And you have to take personal responsibility and accountability for the life that you have. And I feel like I really, really learned this in network marketing and through the personal development resources that were shared with me as I was in network marketing. Because, guys, like I said earlier, no one owes you shit. No one is handing you shit. The government ain't giving you shit. How about we stop relying on them? They're unreliable people. I think that is so fucking obvious. And I'm not going to go into my political beliefs, except I think they're all trash. That's pretty much, you want Erica's political beliefs in a nutshell? They're all trash. They don't give a shit about any of us. I think that has been made so known. Okay? So, how about instead of relying on other people, we take personal responsibility for our lives and take accountability for our own lives and realize that what you put into life is what you're going to get from life. Okay? Let me repeat that. What you put into life is what you're going to get out of it. So if you put no time in the gym, if you don't give any fucks about what you eat, there's a good chance you might not be very healthy. You may not like how you look. You may have to be at the doctor's all the time. Maybe you're sick all the time, whatever the case may be. If you put nothing into your health, don't expect to be healthy, right? If you put nothing into being financially responsible, guess what? Your finances probably won't be very good. If you're trying to build a business, but you don't do shit with it and you don't fucking try, guess what? That business ain't going anywhere. Okay? That's just the way it is. That is the way that it is. And I love that network marketing was just a very, very obvious way for me to see this lesson. Okay? So, 6 things, I have 2 more after this, is this concept of trading time for money. Like I said, I grew up in the household of you check the boxes, you get the degree, you get the 9 to 5, you work until you're like 60 and then you retire and then you can enjoy your life. What the fuck is that? What, like, fuck this concept of I don't get to enjoy my life until I'm 60 years old. Like, what? Absolutely not. That is trash. That is such trash, right? And so I love that I learned in network marketing how there are so many different ways that you can gain wealth. There are so many different ways that you can make money. You don't always need to trade time for money. And now, don't get me wrong, there's times I put in a lot of hours into something that maybe doesn't have a big payout, at least not right now. Not yet. Right now I do this podcast for fun. I don't make money off it. And I would love to make money. I would because I love doing it. I'd love to get paid for this podcast. But at this point in time, I don't. But that doesn't mean it's not worth it to me because I know long term, it's part of my plan. It's part of my plan, right? And that's where I know that it's important to put in the hours. Now, some people would be like, no, that's stupid. Why would you do something for free? Well, because I love it. That's why. But it just made me realize that there's a lot of different ways to gain wealth, that you don't always have to trade time for money. And also, it helped me to kind of realize the importance of time. Why would I spend so much time doing something I don't love? Like how important is money versus time? And like that relationship and that correlation. And if you guys like really need a good book on how to change your relationship with money, there's a lot of good ones out there. I did talk about it in my book podcast, but one of the best ones I've read is Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. 10 out of 10 recommend. Like everyone should read it. I've also heard there's a really good one by Napoleon Hill, and that's on my list to read this year. I'm probably going to read it fairly soon, but it's just I haven't gotten to it yet. So just the concept of trading time for money and realizing that you can make money while you sleep. You can make money, like residual income, passive income is so fucking powerful, and so few people know about it. And that breaks my heart. Like it really does. It breaks my heart. If you don't know about residual income and passive income, like y'all need to look it up. That's where the power is of these types of businesses, right? Nowadays, there's a lot more opportunities. You don't just need network marketing. Back when network marketing started, I feel like it was truly one of the main ways that you could make residual income. Now it's not, right? But it's still really a powerful tool for a lot of people. So the seventh one, and I really think this is an important one, is it helped me learn a ton of life skills, like help me with my people skills, my talking to others and putting myself out there. Like, I'd be pushed to share on social media. I'd be pushed to do Instagram lives. I'd be pushed to like talk to new people. And again, in some ways it was pushy and I regret it, right? But in other ways, I'm really glad that I learned how to put myself out there. I learned how to let myself like push past the fear of looking stupid, right? Because I like tried, and if I didn't have that practice of putting myself out there and doing something while scared and just fucking going for it and not caring what people think while I do it, I probably wouldn't be doing this podcast, right? I probably wouldn't be doing this podcast. I probably wouldn't be striving to create a business. I probably wouldn't be doing any of these things if I hadn't had the people skills, the networking skills. Because let's be honest, guys, networking is huge. And I was already pretty fucking good at it, in my opinion. But building connections are so, so, so important, right? So this is just something to think about. Now, the last thing that I wanted to share that I think is a really beautiful lesson, and again, like you can learn it in other areas, but I just really saw it a lot in this avenue of life. And that's that failure doesn't kill you. Failure doesn't kill you. And also, what is failure truly? Like, have you truly failed if you keep going? I would argue that no, that is not correct. But failure does not kill you. You can do literally anything you set your mind to. You can. You can do anything you set your mind to. And if you fail, well, one, what does failure truly mean? Because there's been episodes of this podcast where maybe I didn't get the numbers I was wanting, but does that mean it was a failure? No, because I still put myself out there and I try, you know? Like, absolutely not. That's not a failure. A failure is giving up. A failure is throwing in the towel. A failure is not even trying to begin with, right? To me, failure is not going after what you desire. But let's just say you have a flop. Maybe you launch something, it's a flop. Did you die? Did anything negative actually happen? No. No. You're okay. Maybe you feel a little embarrassed. Maybe you feel a little silly. That's okay. You learn something from it. You dust yourself off and you go again and you do something again and you go forward. Failure does not kill you. And failure and getting practice failing, quote, failing, I think is really important actually, because it allows you to strengthen your self-confidence and strengthen your resilience and strengthen your persistence. And I think that's a beautiful thing. So this is kind of my little monologue on how I benefited from doing network marketing. Like I benefited in so many ways, financially, personally, and honestly, my life probably would not look the way it does right now if it were not for network marketing. So, shout out to them. Shout out to the leaders I worked with. Shout out to all my customers. You guys are amazing. Like I said, I still use all the products. So, I think I might do a blog of just some of my favorite products if you guys do want to try them because I love them. But if not, that's fine too. And I think it's funny because I think network marketing was just like some of the OG influencers. Like I know there was influencers before network marketing, but I think it really showed like how much just the average person is like an influencer. Like the amount of people that bought Monat from me because they're like, wow, your hair looks fucking good. Yeah, it does. Thank you. I appreciate that. And it's also only because of the shit I use. And I would share that whether or not I was making money from it. I would share, just like I share different tools that I love, like skincare tools, just like I share different hikes I like, just like I share different restaurants or coffee shops. Like all it is sharing, truly, at the end of the day, in my opinion. Like if you aren't being pushy, that's where I'm like, I'm not doing it, but I'm not trying to build a business. I'm not recruiting people onto a team. I'm just sharing products that I use and love. And if you want it, cool. If you don't, honestly, I don't fucking care at all. So more power to you. Use whatever you like. Do whatever you want. I don't care. But these lessons from network marketing literally changed my life. They changed how I live. They changed my mindset. Like I think overall, the biggest thing that changed is my mindset and how I looked at life. And I realized, hey, I can do literally anything I set my mind to. All I have to do is put myself in the arena. And okay, guys, I forgot for my first point, personal development, how it will change your life. The first person I was really told about was Brene Brown. And Brene Brown and her work has changed my life. It is so good. It's all about shame and vulnerability and the importance of those things. And I'm not going to like paraphrase because it's so in depth and she's so great at talking about it. I'm going to let her do that. The first book I read was The Gift of Imperfection by Brene Brown, or The Gifts of Imperfection. And it's like a guide to wholehearted living, something along those lines. But look up Brene Brown. I know she has something on Netflix now. She has a TED Talk, or probably a couple TED Talks at this point, but she has like one. That was her first viral one. That was amazing. And The Gift of Imperfection was the first book that I read by her. And I think it is like one of her first books in this category. And it's a game changer. It is literally a game changer. Her work changed my life. And so thus, in a way, network marketing changed my life because I don't know if or when I would have heard of her or if I would have even given it a shot, like looking at her work, right? So how about we stop shitting on it because it's done a lot of good things for a lot of people, and just realize that no matter what kind of area we're looking at, so many different tools and things can teach you so many lessons. So why don't we like celebrate that? Why don't we celebrate even if something, quote, fails? Like I'm sure many people would be like, Erika, you failed in network marketing. I'm like, but did I? Because I gained a ton from it and I made money while doing it. I still make money from it, actually, if I'm just being transparent. And so that's awesome. That's cool. You know, why hate on it? I learned so many valuable lessons and it really pushed me to dream bigger. And that's like the biggest takeaway I can give you guys is have a vision for your life and fucking get after it. Do it. You can create any life that you want, but you have to have the courage and the confidence to go for it. And don't let your fears hold you back. It's just not worth it. It's not, because the people that are judging you probably aren't doing anything at all like what you are. So who gives a flying fuck what they say? I mean, again, guys, do you know how many people didn't believe in me and probably still don't believe in me? A lot. And you know what my response is to that? Fuck them. That's my response. I don't care. You don't have to believe in me because I believe in me. So cool. Congrats for having an opinion, right? And so that's what I'm saying though. You guys do not need to limit yourself based on societal norms, societal expectations. Just go after what you want. Really think about, what do I want out of life, and then go for it, because you deserve to be happy. You deserve to be empowered. So with that, I'm going to wrap up. But guys, thank you so much for listening. Thank you for tuning in. You guys mean the world to me. If you haven't checked out the blog, check out the blog. I am loving posting over there. I'm going to start posting more with the new year. I've been doing every podcast episode has a blog post associated. So maybe you have a friend that's like not much of a podcaster, but you think they'd really get value from what I talked about. Basically, the blogs are just little synopsises of the podcast episode. So check it out, share it with your friends. And I'm so grateful for each and every one of you. And don't forget to stay empowered. Thank you so much for listening today. I'm so grateful for each and every one of you for taking the time to be a part of our community. Don't forget to check the show notes for the resources I shared in today's episode, and of course to connect with me on social. You can find me on Instagram and TikTok at erika.vishkalis. You can also find me on Facebook at Erika Vishkalis. If you want to be a part of our online community, check out our Facebook group, Empowered with Erika. You can also find all of our offers and community links at empoweredwitherika.com. I always love hearing from you, so don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe, and tag me with your biggest takeaways from today's episode. Let me know what you loved and what you want to hear more about, and share it with someone who you think would love it too. I cannot wait to share more with you. I will see you next week, and don't forget to stay empowered.